Hey everyone, this is Mishek here. 2018 has been a very big year for us. Our team has been growing with lots of new members, we've been making a considerable progress on the game. And we've even made an appearance on GalaCon, where we've presented some newest Starfall content. Now the last video was made around 8 months ago, which is very unfortunate. It was mainly caused by our tight schedules both within the project and outside of it. The beginning of a new year seems like a perfect time for us to make up for it. Because of that, now we've got a lot to show. For a double-sized video. That being said, let's not waste time and just get into it. We hope you enjoy. A bit long after the fact, but nonetheless an important bit of news. We actually visited our first convention last year. GalaCon in Germany to be exact. And we had a panel there. In a main hall no less. While it was a bit intimidating, our little trip there ended up being quite successful. We got the chance to perform a presentation that was received quite well and according to the staff attracted plenty of attention. We held a Q&A session and had some nice interesting discussion with all our fans. And we even had a guest, Garrison Ulrich. The one you know as Forever Free Brony, who does some of our more iconic music for the game. Now we spent most of our time on our vendor booth, selling various merchandise and talking with fans. Unfortunately, we didn't get any footage ourselves, a noob mistake, we know. However, I highly suggest you taking a look at GalaCon's recording of our panel. We've been mentioning quite a lot of things, lots of which wasn't disclosed ever before. The link will be in the description. Oh, and did we mention that we've had a test version of the game available for play? Oh yes, that happened too. But to sum it up, our whole experience was fantastic and it just felt so awesome to talk to some of you. Some people we already knew before, some fans that we only just met, and some that didn't even heard of us but were interested. It was just simply amazing. We're planning to make another visit to GalaCon this year and hopefully hold another panel. Although don't quote us on this, it's still in the planning phase. Speaking of which, we had some interesting news revealed during our presentation in regard of our release plans, which just so happens to bring us to the next topic. Now if you've seen our GalaCon presentation, awesome, but don't skip ahead cause there is some news on top of that. Before the finished game, there will be 2 public releases. Starfall Light Sunset and Starfall Light Sunrise. Both of these will be demonstration versions where each will focus on one of the main characters. The purpose of this is to give you guys an early glimpse into how the game is going to play like, but most importantly to gather your feedback and use it to bring the finished game to the best possible quality that it deserves. Oh, and of course, both of them will be free and available on Steam. Now, there is a certain issue that's been being brought up to us for quite some time, an issue of our social media that's recently been rather barren and devoid of any content. Without any updates or insights or even the signs of life to anyone that's not part of our Patreon or doesn't visit the Discord server. A simple truth is that since the very beginning our more in-depth updates, which these days mean old updates, were kept exclusive for our Patreon supporters. And those updates usually show up every couple weeks while all other media stayed silent for months. In other words, the only thing that people can really do is wait. And that's not good. We hear those complaints, we really do. It simply took a while for us to bring the new changes into life. And there are 2 of such changes that will be coming very soon. The first of those is the complete and total overhaul of our website, which was awfully outdated and in desperate need of a refresh. We updated all information, including our about page and FAQ, included a new gallery, showcase and just gave it all a bit of a redesign. But the most important change that's coming is our very own blog page, which will be receiving regular updates about the development. We're still not quite sure what will this mean for the Patreon, but it's most likely that supporters will be receiving an earlier access to the content instead of an exclusive one. And the second change, also to show up on our website, will be an introduction to an interactive roadmap. This will showcase not only both demo releases but also some other events and important updates that we'll be planning in between. We hope that those changes will manage to break the radio silence at least somewhat. Unity, which is our game engine, has recently decided to wake up and started rapidly releasing several new tools, majority of which are focusing on 2D games. Of course, it's only obvious that we decided to take a full advantage of these tools to make some of our creations easier or even make previously impossible additions possible. As we already mentioned, we realized that the content has been rather restrictive to our Patreon as of late, and in this video we wish to change that. However, instead of doing a long, drawn-out explanation, it will be much better to instead show you through a presentation. A lot of this stuff is still work in progress, but we hope you will enjoy it regardless.